Wuhan.
So we're back.
We're back.
We're back, tag teaming.
That's Japanese for we're back.
Today's podcast has been sponsored by Mataki Scissors, and I'm an ambassador for the brand, and I've been using them now for about 7 months, and they have been amazing. The fact that they're a British-based company, the fact that we can pick up the phone and work with them and we can get everything sharpened with them has been absolutely unique. So today's podcast is brought to you with the help of Mataki Scissors.
Obviously this is a slightly more unique way of filming these podcasts. So me and David are going to round it all up, do a sum up together, aren't we?
Okay. And moving on from that, I think just one of the sort of points you touched on earlier, just about balance, about, you know, just managing your life, you know, all the ups and downs of having a business. I mean, we're all living it. We all understand what these things are, and everybody just goes through different processes to kind of get themselves sorted. So what do you feel has helped with just getting to the point where you're a Zen-like master in many ways? I don't with a funny hat.
Who knows when we get there? But well, obvious one is Jackie and the dog. Quite frankly, Jackie and the wee man are like, they are the centre of the universe ultimately. So making sure that you are the best version for them, and you know me. So my family are massive. So that's been really important. Outside of work, it is the bike. You know, it's for anybody that owns a motorbike understands that all you're trying to do while you're riding that bike is not die, and you're concentrating on riding it to the best of your ability. There's not really much that can creep into your head. Again, you've actually got to shut the voices up a wee bit when you're in it as well, or I do anyway. So that's massive. Whether it's half an hour, you know, to then the holy grail of, as we've done, you know, get to go to Germany and get to go to Italy and do the big tours. You know, they're great, and we've definitely, well, I'll get you to do it while you're on camera. We've still got a couple of them in us, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely.
That's definitely right.
Yeah.
So he said it on here. And then in the salon, it's better planning and delegation. We've really went back down the Kaizen route. You know, we were talking earlier about things that Alan and Linda had done in the business that's improving it, and getting back to the team's feedback, the team taking ownership of things, trying not to fix it all yourself, not trying to run it that way, including them in all of the decision making, positively, negatively, and making them feel that they've got the power to change it. And I think that's going to make a massive difference. And then just having a better planning structure, I think doing all of that is definitely sort of helping.
Yeah, and I think from the trip in Japan, I think we all saw just the importance of just looking after yourself. You know, I think it's quite easy to we're all brought up living in this part of the world where you're taught not to be selfish, but sometimes you got to be right in your own head and right in your own mind before you can then start to make things better for other people. Yeah. And I think with that sort of approach and honesty, I think that's why your teams do. You know, they respond. You know, they can see the honesty in what you're trying to achieve, and they will give you that support. Yeah, and definitely. Alan always said it for years and years. He always said, you know, the more you expect, you know, and the higher the standard that you expect, people will deliver. Mm-hmm. You know, people want to be brilliant. Yeah, they really do. The odd one is a half-wit. And then there's the other ones that are liabilities, but by and we know them. You know, you see them very quickly in life. But when you're looking, if you're putting your best foot forward and you're trying your best for people they acknowledge these things and appreciate it. So
definitely. And it is true. Like, and you know, leading by example in every part of your life, whether it's, you know, when we're in the salon or when we're not in the salon. You know, we've all come up through things. Things have, you know, happened. There's been loads of trauma and family stuff, for every single one of us, and we've come through because we've had times where we've not come through, times where we've struggled and we've asked for help and reached out for help, etc. But now where we are, and coming out of COVID as well, and doing all our mental health training, and we've definitely spent a lot of time looking and focusing on looking after ourselves, and hopefully then our teams are able to say, well, they're doing it, they are doing it, and if they're doing it, we have to do it.
It's just old-fashioned walk the talk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just leading by example. I mean, today, for example, I've got tin all over my nail.
I saw that.
I've been really concerned that it would be caught on film.
Yeah.
But you know what?
You're okay with it?
I pushed through.
Well done. Well done.
Now, I've brought attention to the fact now, but...
Do you know, there's a question I never asked. The first ever root tint I did in 15, and the pair of gloves that you gave us had no thumb. And was this deliberate, that then the new guy would then be spending the whole of Saturday with a big brown thumb because there was no... Because obviously you were getting covered in tint, or was it just happened that it was...
No, I think, I mean, in those days, we adhered to the Victorian principles of hairdressing when gloves were made out of goat's stomach lining, and the shape was such...
Cut! This is meant to be the sum up.
The shape was such...
Welcome to my world.
You couldn't get a thumb, so it was historical at that point.
Because goats didn't have thumbs, did
Exactly.
Don't you make it like... This is the thing. When do you ever believe him? He's the one that told me hairdressing was great. We talking mince for...
Exactly. It's not great. It's phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Right, I've got one for you, Riccardo. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
One piece of advice, wow. Just do it.
That's Mikey's.
Yeah, no.
Can't have that.
Can't have it. No, just really do it. No, just do it. Stop overthinking it. Stop waiting for it to happen. I mean, and honestly, Jackie and Alan are the two greatest people at that. Like, well, we'll just do it, and then we'll fix it. And that's, Jackie loves me because she'll do it, and then I'm like, oh no, I'm in too deep. And then I get roped in to go, well, this is how we're going to get out of the other end of this, right? And that's why we work so well together, I think. But yeah, stop overthinking it. Do it. Just go for it.
Great.
All right. And again, my final question.
Wow.
Beyond the no thumb tint glove.
Yeah.
What have been the highlights so far? And we're not talking 1219.
Hey, this year, for anybody that's even remotely in any of our orbit, it's Japan. For all of the reasons that it was out of this world. I think it highlighted to the future generation the power of our connection, our friendship, our shared stories, which I guess hopefully is coming out of this as well. The reinforcement of Kaizen and the fact that entire society, there's no such thing as it's not my job, and I'm 100% responsible for my actions within that job, was just an absolute game changer. Their cleanliness, their style, their attitude, their manners were just... People keep saying, what was your favourite thing about Japan? It was the Japanese. It was them themselves. It really was. It was amazing. And I mean, it's going to be an eternal gratitude to you, Leigh, for putting that together, because it really was. It was life-changing for everybody, to the point where I've got a water feature in my back garden now. So that's definitely... And then this, the podcast is going to be there forever, which I might regret my choice of hat, but anyway.
I think you will.
Do you think so? And do you know the story with this hat? I know.
No, I don't want to.
No, you and I went to the shop because I had never had the guts. So this is a Lock & Co, the oldest shop in Britain, by the way. There's like not the oldest clothes shop, the oldest Lock & Co is the oldest shop in Britain, and it took me years to have the guts to go in. I'd walk past like that and look in the window, and then you and I had walked you around London one summer.
Yeah, I thought I was getting the not the short straw by not going shopping.
No, you went with me. You got the big short straw.
I got trapped with him.
But no zigzag shopping, to the point.
Yeah,
to the point.
true,
we knew we were going, and then we went in, and this is a Homburg, right? You don't just buy a Homburg, right? You don't just rock into a Homburg. You got to grow into a Homburg. You've got to go through your trilbies and all your other baseball caps and all your stuff. You don't. So I finally thought, right, I'm getting it. and there was this one and another one, and I wanted to decide which colours to get.
Yes,
So
I
I
remember.
took you to pick, knowing fine well that whatever colour you picked, I was going to buy the opposite one. So you told me to get the wine red
Aye, the
one,
red
which was
one.
the Prince one, right? Right, and it is the Prince one. It's the guitar gently weeps. That's that hat. I'm no him. So I went for the. But this is the real Godfather. This is the Michael Corleone Godfather one.
Sort
So
of David Attenborough pith helmet colour.
So
Nice.
that's that one. So that is the reason. So not only is my hat a highlight, but I might. But no, the podcast definitely. But Japan, without a shadow of doubt, was just life changing.
Last one. Yeah.
On you
Last
go.
question.
Yeah.
Right.
How would you like your legacy within the company to be remembered?
Man, what the issue with that is it's the same as asking me, you know, where do I rank within the directors and all that kind of stuff, because I don't know. But I think the thing that's I think I've touched a lot of different facets of the business and been part of a lot of all of the bits. So hopefully I think that's one bit of it, that if you've been a part of Rainbow Room at some point, hopefully I've been a positive influence to your outcome within the brand or within the career, because I think that's really important. I think we're too insular in our businesses, and I think we're too insular as hairdressers, worrying about ourselves and not the greater good of the industry and the career, especially just now. I don't think there's ever been a key point where, whether it's pricing, whether it's training, whether it's development, whatever, I think it's one of the most pivotal points to make sure that we've got an industry in 20, 30, 50 years time, and our legacy within it is actually to, you know, Alan wants it to be a 100-year business. Now, don't want to bring the mood down, but we ain't going to be there in 100 years either, but our job as custodians is now to teach the people that will actually take it to the 100 years. So to make sure that we have springboarded the next group of people to get it to that point, I think is going to be really important. And to be honest, just that I gave a shit. You know, that really is. It's just, it will always build out of that. If I was authentic and honest, and, you know, was always trying my best. That would, I'll take that.
Well, I think your legacy, I think you sell yourself short a lot of the time, Riccardo.
Yep.
I think your legacy has been you're the first guy to come in, like, not knowing anything, you know, as a young apprentice, to come through the whole system, to kind of just embrace the culture, to go through your apprenticeship, your training, to build a successful column, and a salon that was a bear pit.
Yeah.
You know, in Buchanan Street, you were surrounded by just these massive, busy hairdressers.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
massive status-wise,
Yes.
not physicality, obviously. They were all slim. That might need edited. No plus girls. That'll definitely need
That'll
edited.
definitely be getting edited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
because I suppose the idea of being the first assistant
yeah,
to get a
this
salon,
you know, role, and you know, to feel that you kind of, you know, you talk about, you know, you didn't have this salon or generationally. You, from day one, you had just your energy, your passion, and just your desire to have no ego, to just have that. I don't care. I just want to learn. I just want to grow.
Yeah.
That is a magnificent attribute to have.
Thank you.
And it's an ability
I will slightly doff my
to do all of that.
wrong
to just,
coloured Homburg.
to kind of grow and become what you are. So
Yeah.
there should be absolutely no issues you would ever have about you're as valid and as relevant as any of us.
Yeah.
You know, whether somebody is a salon owner, whether somebody is a franchisee, you know, it's a limited company, you know, academy directors, all of us are as committed to doing what we all do.
Yeah.
So without any shadow of doubt, you've never not been in the gang, whatever the gang is.
Yeah. No, I've never not felt that. But yeah, no.
And definitely, you know, from the other side, like from being your assistant, much further down the timeline, like you've always been inspirational to me because you have given a shit, and it's been really, really obvious. And you know, we've worked really hard to work for you because you gave a shit, so we wanted to give a shit, and that has passed down, and that is, you know, absolutely where I get it from, and now what I'm hopefully passing down the line.
Tenfold. You're doing it
is,
tenfold.
But it came from you.
Yeah.
And Alan.
And Alan, yeah. Right, on that note.
Yeah.
On that note.
So
Right. I will now take full control back of the podcast. Thank you very
Do you want
much.
to swap seats?
Oh, no, this is fine.
Riccardo's great.
Shut up.
Riccardo's
Well,
great.
I hope that was...
Wuhan.
Shut up, man. Look, and see what I've got to work with, by the way. You've got no idea how the pressures and the difficulty of this has been.
Wuhan.
Honestly, but it's probably going to be a bit of an eye-opener for some folk, and it's probably going to be not what you thought, because I'm sure a lot of people, the opposite of the ego has landed, you know, that way, and it's not. That's, to a certain extent, a mask that you hide behind, and you're kind of this other person. But it took a twist, actually. It wasn't quite where I thought it was going to go. But that's the power of it being a podcast. That's why we're doing what we're doing. But that's my origin story. That's how I got to be here, and I hope it was good. Hope you got through it all, and even the wee bonus edition. A huge thank you to Leigh and David for looking after me during this journey, and I hope you enjoyed it. And then tune in for the next one when I'm back in my proper seat, in charge, in full control, and making sure that it all goes to plan. Thanks very much.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Brilliant.